In this bonus video, which, by the way, is completely bonus material, we won't cover this stuff really at all in the class, and I'm not even going to provide slides for it or code. I'm going to talk about how we can do toString in a better way, and then also show how you can make your own .of method. So let's start with toString. Perhaps you didn't like this. It seemed weird that we had to do this extra bit of code in order to avoid having to have this extra comma. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to comment out our old toString method, and I'm going to show you how we can use the string.join method in order to combine everything. Kind of similar if you know join from Python, where you would do something like this. Okay, so we're going to do something similar to that, and in particular, the string.join method. Actually, let's go look at its signature. So the string.join method, you give it a character, and then you also give it an iterable of objects, and it will combine everything the way you want. So in particular, ultimately I'm going to say string.join, comma, and then I'm going to provide a list that is an iterable, of things that I want to combine. So this will be like a list of items. And so I need to construct that list. I'll do a space here. So list of string, list of items equals new, and I'm going to use an array list, which is a type of list in Java. And then I'm going to iterate through each of the items in me. Actually, I should say in this. So this is going to iterate through my current array set. I'm going to say list of items dot add x dot toString. And then once I've added everything, I call this string.join and I just return that. So this piece of code you can see is a lot simpler than what we have above. And if we try running it, let's see what happens. So when we print out our array set, we get 5, 23, 42 without the braces on either side. So to get the braces, we can just do this, and that's what I would do. Now technically that does mean that you're going to build the entire list and then make a copy with a left brace attached to it, and then make a copy with, what you're going to do is make a left brace, then create the list of items with a left brace attached, and then you're going to have to take a new copy with the right brace also attached. So you're going to waste a fair amount of time. It's going to take about twice as long as it should, but probably it's not going to be the bottleneck in your code. It should not be the case that toString is getting called a lot, hopefully, and so therefore I don't mind the inefficiency, but if you really want, you can use a string builder. All right, so that's toString. The next thing I'm going to do is show you how you can make your own .of method. And what I mean by that, you may remember earlier in the actual videos, we saw that we had this nice way of just creating sets of objects. And what's interesting here is that it takes like a comma separated list. This is not an array. It's like some kind of a thing. Okay? So to do that, I'm going to make a method that is going to be called of, and it's going to return an array set of objects, and the argument I give it is not going to be a T array or anything. It's going to be a T dot dot dot, and I'll call this, I don't know, stuff, the stuff I want to copy. So this right here is something you have not seen before. It's called a var arg, so it's a variable number of arguments, and this is my start. Now there's one annoying issue. Because our method is static, we can't get access to T. There's a thing about the internals of Java, which is that static methods don't know what the T was. So in other words, if we do array set string.of, the of method doesn't get this. Like, yes, actually that's not how I would do it. Okay. What I meant to say was, the way we're going to call it, sorry, my mistake, if we do set.of, you'll notice I'm not actually specifying a type here. And so as a result, when I do arrayset.of, like this is a static method being called with the class name, and so I don't actually get any kind of class. So what I need to do is make this method generic, which is not something I've talked about before, but to do that, I'm going to pick a new signature here. And actually, to make this less confusing, I'm not going to use T. I'm going to use, I don't know, glurp. Okay. So this glurp has nothing to do with this T. All right, it's nothing to do with it. This is a static method that says it's going to take a var it's going to take a var arg of glurps, and it's going to return an array set of glurps. And this right here is just the declaration that this is a method which is generic. Okay. Now I know this is way beyond what we've been talking about in class, and that's part of why this is an extra video. But here we go. So now this method signature, which is a little crazy and should be scary, we now need to fulfill the desires that we have expressed. So we need to create an array set of glurps. We'll create an empty one. So this will be, we'll call this return set equals new array set glurp. Okay, so we make an array set of glurps. And then we can iterate through this var arg. So we'll say glurp x in stuff, return set dot add x, and then we will return set. And so that is what an of method looks like. Now this is, again, lots more syntax than we've learned in class, but I thought some of you might think it's cool. And so what that lets us do is we can say, for example, array set of string, a set of strings equals array set dot of hi, I'm here. And then, if we'd like, we can now print this out, and we get a set of strings. So hopefully, this will work. So we run this, and we get, hi, I'm here. It worked. Good. Okay, again, bonus video. So I'm not expecting you guys to have seen this or fully digested it. Just a little extra for those of you who wanted a little extra.